more nervous than we are. So just, I've noticed like kind of go with the flow, I guess, so to speak, in situations. They call and just let the conversation happen, I guess, organically.
Yeah.
If they don't have any prior plans or anything. So,
The only other thing I would say on Free Talk is many people ask about the price. Many people say, what is the right price? Because the minimum is 0.8 or maybe 1 yuan now. It's 0.8 or 1. I think it's changed. I think if you're not qualified for OKC, it's 0.8. I think when you are qualified, maybe it's higher. This is not my advice, but this is what I did. I spent hours and hours working for nothing. Because I'm on a platform, I've got 0 reviews. I've never sold a lesson, and you've got thousands of free talkers on there. And nobody wants to work for nothing. But I believe the sacrifice is worth it because you get the reviews. Get 50 reviews under your belt. Get a 9.99 or whatever score you can get, and then say, okay, I'm established now. I've got some hours. I've got some students, and then look to push your prices up. It sucks, sitting there at home for 4 hours and you walk away earning less than $20 or whatever. It's not cool. It's not good. But I would never ever have got the customer base or the student base that I did, or the confidence to do OKC without really working for very little in the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I push like the whole patience thing, the patience with the process, because you do have to put in all of that time, and that's the point. You have to build up your student base. So have you been able to like transition any of your Free Talk students over to official course?
I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I've had it the other way. I've never taken them away. I don't mean that. I've had students that are on the official course, and then like a father approached me. He was never my student, and he says, "Oh, I want you to teach my son about space. He wants to be an astronaut." So he's doing the OKC, and then every week now, a little bit less because I'm a bit busy, but every week I would like teach him about, I don't know, Hubble telescope and Mercury and Saturn or whatever. So I've had it that way, but I haven't had a free talker go into the OKC.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of OKC kids are wanting like some supplementary things, just like talking about their interests, like space or science or books. I talked about Harry Potter with a kid a while back. But that's interesting that you're getting a lot of kids request. So it seems like you've got a pretty good reputation established as like a teacher.
I hope so. I don't, I believe so. I think so. And to be honest, I was super lucky with my first student. Her mum is very proactive. We've had a lesson 6 or 7 days a week now for months, and her mum, she will go out and she will promote me to other people. I've never, I don't ask her or anything, but she will go out and speak to people. And when I get free talk requests now, I always say no. If it's a new student, I just have to. I just can't. I don't have the time. But unless they're a referral from this original student, and then I will give them a few hours a week just to. Because I like it. I feel like this particular mother really helped me to establish myself, and I'm like, okay, let me give something back. I don't get, I get paid very little for it, but let me give that time back to you, just to say thank you, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way to say thank you. So I would consider you, out of my mentor group, a very successful teacher. I would consider that. So what do you think now? How many hours do you have? You've got over 700 at this point.
I got over 700, yeah.
What do you think is your biggest challenge now as a teacher, now that you've kind of...
Okay, my biggest challenge now is time management, for sure. So I was talking to my partner the other day. I haven't had a day off forever. Since the day I installed PalFish on my phone, I've never taken one day off. And so my plan is to, and I don't know if it's possible. My plan is to try and get up to about 180, 190 bookings in the summer holidays at some point. And then you would know more than me, but I would expect that number to drop by potentially 25%, 30% at the end of the school season. I just don't. At the end of the summer season, I don't know.
I will tell you that it's probably not going to drop, and I've seen the pattern with most teachers and the pattern with me last year. It's probably not going to drop.
Okay. My ideal number is 140 lessons booked. It's a little low potentially, but for me that works out. It's a 2-week booking system, so it's 10 a day. It's 300 a month. It confirms level 5, and then my real plan is to maneuver that 140 lessons into a 6-day week. That's what I want. I want to take 1 day off a week and say, I'm done. Basically, I'm sleeping.
Making a day off.
If I could push that into 5, perfect. But that's a very long-term plan. I don't think it's a real plan. 6-day a week, maybe 5.5-day week for me is where I'd like to be at. But still, I remember we were talking in the private message, I think it was you and me before, we were talking about when you hit a level, it's addictive.
Yeah, it's so addictive.
And so like, if you get to, I guess February is maybe an exception, but if you get to the end of the month, you're like, I didn't make level 5 this month. I can imagine it's frustrating. It would be frustrating. And so that's my real plan. Make sure I've got enough bookings, but make sure I'm actually looking after myself. Because I think you, me, many teachers in our group have now got a lot of bookings. And it can be dangerous. It can be dangerous, you know.
Yeah, managing time. I know like there's some teachers in the group that are talking about like their max number is like 6 to 8 classes a day, and time. I think it seems like it's shifting to talking about time management and how you can basically take care of yourself and not hit that burnout, it seems. So,
I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's possible. I'm gonna try and do an 11 till. I'm gonna try and close my schedule 11 till 2 weekdays in Bangkok, China time. At the moment, that's still pretty much unbooked for me. But I don't want to. I don't want to close off too many opportunities. I want the money.
I started off like doing like the split shifts, I guess, when I could, and that's how I built up to kind of what I guess I'm getting now. So when you first started though, in your first month, what were the average number of bookings that you saw when you were first starting out? Like first 2 months, I would say.
Oh, it started like, I remember getting excited when you hit double figures. And then I guess after 2 months, I was probably around about the 40 mark stage. 40. Probably about 40 bookings. Yeah.
Okay. So
you mean on Free Talk or on OKC?
Both, any of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, that was for Free Talk. On OKC, after 2 months, I hit maybe 70. At the end of May, I hit 85. And then today I've just hit 135, I think, 137.
That's pretty good though. I think that's pretty good.
But I still get angry. Not angry, not the right word. I still go, you know when that number goes down. Why was it more yesterday? But but I am happy. But I'm ridiculously ambitious, I suppose, and so I like to push myself harder and harder. But it's fun. It's fun. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's why, like in the beginning, I also talked about setting goals and stuff for yourself so that you can kind of have that benchmark for the month, just to push yourself to that limit, but not like too much, I guess, because it's addictive. Yeah. You don't want the number to go down when it starts going up. I had a number that I wanted to see, and then when I saw it, I was like, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah. I think it's impossible. But my only goal for July, I want that top 20 spot. Like, I want that hot badge. I don't care about the bonus money. It's nice, but I don't care. I want that top 20, but I think it's a bridge too far. I really do. I think I'm about 50. I haven't checked for a few hours, but I was like 55 today or something, 54, 55 today. But I think once you start getting in the top 50, it's like serious hours. I've seen some of the guys are pulling like serious hours, I think.
It can be serious hours. I did not finish in the top 50 last month, but I did, I think maybe the month before. I can't remember. But this month has been quite interesting. I'm just surprised every day. But
you've had some busy days. Yeah.
the summer season is surprising, I think, but for a lot of teachers. So let's see, how long has our group been open? March, April, May, June, 4 months at this point?
Yeah, I think it was right at the end of February. I'm sure it was right at the end of February. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming up to 4 months. Yeah.
How long do you consider that it takes for like a new teacher to really get themselves off the ground? Like, what is the time frame you think?
I think it's slightly different for every teacher,
Yeah.
depending on certain things. But I would say, even if you're in what you consider a rubbish position at the end of month 2, don't give up, because you get pushed by the sales team. You get automatic trials in the beginning, and they will, this is my opinion, I don't know for a fact, they will start to drop off if you're not selling as many and things like that. And hopefully, you start to pick up 1, 2 regulars. So I was not in a position I was happy with at all at the end of 2 months, not at all. But
okay.
And that was when I really was like, I need to listen to people and actually listen and learn from people that have been doing it longer. And then month 3 was when like the second week of month 3, I remember I messaged you and said,
yeah,
and it was straight after the PalFish live, and I said, wow, I just got 30 new bookings over the weekend. And I'm sure that it was no coincidence that I was communicating better with the sales team and things like that, and really putting everything into the trial. So I think month 3 is really where it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think month 3 is kind of where I started seeing some interesting things happen. I was not someone to kind of go in right off the bat and be like, boom, here I am. I think, yeah, month 3 for me as well. That's really interesting. But so what are your goals after the summer? What kind of schedule are you looking at?
I want 10 bookings a day, 6 days. No, I don't. I want 100. I want 7. I want 300 lessons. I want 300 lessons a month, split over 6 days a week. So I guess we're looking about 11, 12 bookings a day. And I don't mind if it's a 6-hour stretch, perfect. But it won't be. But if it is, that's perfect. But.
Yeah, I try to get in that 5 to 6 hour stretch. I know that a lot of teachers don't do that, and other mentors don't. They do like the 4 and then a break. There's actually several of them that recommend, not several, but a few of them. So I lost my train of thought, but I'll get it back.
Yeah, no
I remember what I was going to ask. So how many classes are you doing a day now?
Today I did 12. The weekends 30, weekends 20, 18, 19, 20 a day. I mean, last Sunday I did 22, 21, 22. But yeah, I would say yesterday is my quietest day of a week. I think I had 6 lessons, 7 lessons. And then it starts to hot up today. Today I had 12. Tomorrow I do 11, 12. Saturday, Sunday, 18 to 20. Monday back down to maybe 12 or something like that. Okay. It's it works out an average of just over probably about 12 a day on average, I suppose, if I was to average it out over each day.
Yeah, and I would definitely consider you a huge PalFish success story then. So is there like I know a lot of like people talk on YouTube about like money. Is there like a certain number that you're trying to get to yourself as far as that goes?
There is, but that number keeps going up in my head. My initial plan, I mean, I work in baht. I live in Thailand, so I work in Thai baht. So my initial plan was about $2,000, and I was like, oh, that wasn't actually that hard. And then I was like, okay. So then now I'm like, my partner's expensive, so I need 100,000 baht a month, which is about $3,000. And then now I'm like, I think for the summer I'd like to get $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and then if I drop back to $3,000, actually that's okay for me. That's okay for me.
Oh, that's actually I think that's doable for a lot of teachers when they build up their. So what do you think is the trick? What do you think is the key to getting that student base? Like, was it having successful trials or a presence or?
Okay, I think to get the successful base, there's a really, really popular teacher. He's not in our group. and his name is, I think he's Magic Will, something like that.
Okay.
He's only in one group I'm in. And he turned around and he said, I go into every single lesson like I'm going for a prize of $1 million. He says, it wears me out and it kills me. He said, but I give every lesson 100%. And he said that, and so that was the first thing. The second was, after every single trial, without fail, I will message the parents. It doesn't matter if I think I've had the worst trial in the world or the best. I will message the parent. If I've got the time, I will always try and introduce myself before the trial. I don't do that religiously, but I try. When I get a new student come on board, straight away I will make sure I will message the parents and open up a dialogue, because a trial is one lesson. It's 75 yuan, 70 yuan, depending on your level. It's not going to change your life. You get somebody stick with you for 60 lessons, it's real money worth having. So get that relationship. And the hardest thing I found to do, because in the beginning, when you've got no bookings, you're scared, is actually be honest with the parents. Like, if a child is really, really not getting it, if they're really struggling, I would say to try and deliver the news a little bit earlier than you want to. Don't wait until the test and then give them a 7 out of 10 when you've been telling them in every lesson that they're perfect.
Yeah.
It's scary, because you in your mind you think, oh, if I tell this parent their kid is not doing as well as they expect, they're going to drop me. But in reality, it might happen occasionally, but it's less stressful for me as a teacher, and actually it gives the parents an expectation, and quite often I think they respect you for that.
Okay, so yeah, giving real honest feedback leading up to the test. Yeah, because I've seen that happen with teachers. They're not giving back, and you can word it a certain way where you kind of put it in a positive spin, and it really helps the student.
For sure.
So
yeah, definitely. We are working together on this or whatever.
Yeah, we're working together to improve. So I think I'm about to run out of time. So
that's okay.
I guess what are some final thoughts about things?
I would say, don't give up. Don't give up. If you think it's going really bad and you think it's rubbish, really just, I haven't watched the lives. I'm sorry, I haven't watched the lives, but watch the lives, listen to your mentor. Don't get involved in the politics on Facebook. Just evaluate yourself and be honest with yourself, and believe it will work. If you want it enough, there's enough classes for you.
I like that. All right. Well, thank you very much.
No worries.
For being,
You're welcome.
You're my first guest, but thank you. And I really had fun talking with you, actually.
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually. It's fun. Okay. I will speak to you soon. Take care.
So,
see you later.
Bye.
Bye.